Hello everyone, my name is Cole, and today we are going to be fixing Rarity Collection 2. There's been a lot of hate for Rarity Collection 2, and honestly, a little bit justly deserved. There's been a lot of weird picks for Rarity Collection 2, and we are going to do our best to fix them, make Rarity Collection 2 more like Rarity Collection 1 without going crazy by adding things like Triple Tactics Thrust, because, let's be real, that wasn't going to be in here at all anyway. SP Little Knight was never going to be in Rarity Collection 2 either. So we're going to be trying to be realistic, and we are going to be taking out cards and adding in cards that should in theory make Rarity Collection 2 more like Rarity Collection 1, starting with the very first most obvious inclusion and disclusion removal, which will be Coral Dragon. Oh geez, Coral Dragon should never have been in here. I don't even know what it does. Maybe it's like a more older school format, Time Wizard format. As a more modern player myself, I've never even heard of this card until Rarity Collection 2. So we can get rid of that. And for the very first thing that we will be adding will of course be Trident Dragion, which definitely should have been in Rarity Collection 2 from the start. I don't know why it wasn't. I mean, look at this price. This is a damaged copy. $100 for a damaged copy. I don't even know what the price is for a lightly played. Okay, it's only like 110. I mean, only. It's like $10 more than the damaged. But regardless, it's still ridiculous. This price for this card has gone crazy. It did get announcement of a reprint, which lets me believe that they could have put Trident Dragion in Rarity Collection 2 if they really wanted to. I don't know why they didn't. It just seems like an oversight or a put this in the tins to make money rather than Rarity Collection 2, because that just has the name of Rarity Collection 2 to make money. Regardless, should have been in here. We're putting it in here. On that same note with Trident Dragion, I got a little list that I've put together of things that probably should have been here. Granted, I don't think everything on my list will make it in here, but on the same tune of Trident Dragion, there's a handful of cards that should be in this, probably for older sets, or excuse me, older formats like Time Wizard, like Edison or Goat even. And I found two that I feel like probably should have been in here. Trap Dust Shoot. I think Trap Dust Shoot probably should have been in this set, mostly because it is expensive. It's a silly expensive card for probably no reason, where a price is high to low, but like $6 for a common from Pharaonic Guardian, that's kind of ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, Trap Dust Shoot, I've always thought that should be in there. I know it's an Edison card as well, so that should definitely be in there. And then the other one I've heard of, and granted, like I said, I'm not really an Edison player, but I've seen some people say things like Thunder King Rye-O, which is a silly expensive card at times. Looks like $4 to $5, and I think that the $4 to $5 cards should be in these. I don't want to go over the amount of cards, and so I want to be removing cards if I'm adding cards in, so that's kind of the goal. So we need to find two cards from this to remove, and honestly, I think the first two that I can think of are Anti-Spell Fragrance and Skill Drain. I do not think that those two cards should have been in here. For one, Anti-Spell just got put to 1, probably not banned because it was going to be in this set, so that's just a silly thing in my opinion. It should have just not have been in there. And so we have got 44 cards plus 24. I believe that is the full 68. Does that sound right? We're going to try to keep to that. Let's quickly go through all of the list of Rarity Collection 2 and remove things that just seem silly. Alright, so the Blue Eyes stuff, that sells. We have to keep those in there. People want Blue Eyes, and Blue Eyes stuff is stupid expensive all the time anyway. Chaos Hunter seems silly, but we keep it because it's just a silly hand trap thing. I don't know, we keep it. Phantasme stays. Aluber Jester of Despia definitely goes. As a branded player myself, I still think it's dumb that Aluber got in. Skullmeister stays for the same reason as the other two. Super Nimble Mega Hamster, I believe, is an Edison card. I don't think it needs to be in here. If we look at the prices of this one compared to even Thunder King Rye, yeah, we're looking at like $1. This most recent set was the Obelisk deck, which you can literally go to a card store and pick it up on the shelf right now. So definitely Mega Hamster should not have been in there. Moving on, we've got Silent Magician. So this one's a questionable one. I don't think it sees play in the Gold Sarcophagus deck, the new Yugi deck. That said, I feel like it probably should stay. I may drop it if we need more space for the list, but for now, Magician and Swordsman will stay. Rescue Cat, I think, definitely stays. Rescue Cat's one of those weirdly $3 to $4 to $5 card that should not be that expensive, and so I think that stays. However, Rescue Rabbit can go. We got Ghost Ogre, that's definitely staying. Raikou does not need to be here. We've got Charge of the Light Brigade later on, and I think that can stay, but Raikou itself doesn't need to be here. DD Crow stays. It's a hand trap. Pearly. Okay, Pearly is an interesting one. I do like the idea of having Pearly in here. We're going to put this one on hold by dragging it down to the side deck section. You can't see it down there, but I put it in the side deck section of this deck builder website. Because I do like the idea of having archetypal cards in Rarity Collection. Doing a quick look over on Rarity Collection 1, there was roughly 19 to 20 archetypal cards that were basically only usable in this archetype. Things like Fallen of Albaz, that was in there, so... Moving on, let's go to Droll and Lockbird stays for sure. Magician Souls is an interesting one. It sells because it's a Dark Magician, and also it was sillily, very dumbly expensive, which, yeah, we're keeping it. Saravis is very similar to Silent Magician and Silent Swordsman. It's got the voiceless voice stuff. I don't think people use Saravis, and if they do, I don't expect it to be super expensive. Let's take a quick look. $5. Dual Overlord was $1. There's Amazing Defenders had it for 14 cents, which was just a rare. So, like, not the worst. You get all different printings. You got Secret Rare, you got Ultra Rare, you got Rare. So Ravis could probably go compared to things like Silent Magician. Is an $18 card. Silent Swordsman is a $5 card. Or I guess it was $10, but since the reprint. Anyway, yeah, so Ravis can go. But we keep Magician and Swordsman for now. Abomination's Prison stays. It's another one of those archetypal cards that was getting silly, dumb, very expensive for no reason. Same with Being a Machine Go. Blue Eyes plus sells money. Like I said, Charge of Light Brigade should stay. I think that was the one that did not get any reprints. Foolish Burial is interesting. I don't think it needs to stay. I'm going to put it in the side deck for now. Same with Gold Sark for similar reasons. I don't know why they're here. They're only one-ofs. And they've got plenty of printings. However, Fusion Deployment should just go. It's got secret rares and tins. It's got plenty of printings. It's very cheap. It's not a hard to find card. Mind Control is interesting. I think it's a very cheap card, I'm pretty sure. And I don't think it needs to be in here. That's going to be in the side deck. Okay, Polymerization. Polymerization's a weird one. I personally like Polymerization in Rarity Collection 2. It makes sense. We're going to get to another card in a little bit that I've heard people complain about, but I also think should probably stay in here. So for now, we're going to keep Polymerization. Pot of Duality is interesting. I don't personally like it in here, but I think it fits. Same with Preparation of Rites. Ultimate Slayer is one of the goated ones that definitely deserves to be in here, and it absolutely should, and it will definitely be staying. Same with Book of Moon, I think. Emergency Teleport makes sense. Enemy Controller is another side deck. I don't know if I want to leave it in there or not, but moving on to the other controversial one, Mystical Space Typhoon. This card has been reprinted to the moon. Literally, there's that many copies of this card in the game. But I think it fits because it's classic, it's iconic. You use it in the older formats, Go and Edison, and so like I think it stays. I'm pretty sure it's in gold. I don't actually know. I think it was printed by Goat format. But yeah, Mystical Space Typhoon I think should stay, even though it's got a stupid amount of printings. I think it should stay. Once again, we got My Friend Pearly. The Pearly stuff goes into the side deck because I want to talk about archetypal stuff in a second. Speaking of, we're going to skip over all of the different planets for now because that will also be in the same conversation. However, I do think they should stay in the Rarity Collection. The Solemns. I personally think Solemn Judgment stays, and Solemn Strike I think also stays, but Solemn Warning I do not think stays, so we're going to get rid of that. Let's move over to the extra deck. Now, the extra deck is where I feel like a lot of the the right choices were. Wait, did I miss one? I didn't see Exo Sister packs. Regardless, it was going to go on the side deck anyway, so let's put it down there so we know we got the right amount of cards. Extra deck. Like I said, I think this is where most of their correct choices were. However, there are some that I don't agree with as well. Guardian Chimera is an absolute W. That should definitely be in Rarity Collection too. Same with Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. On that note, I probably think that DPE should probably be in here as well. It's kind of weird to put that one in here without the other stuff like Fusion Destiny, but I mean Dragoon's in here without Red Eyes Fusion, so I don't know. Maybe that goes in here. We'll see. First one should not have been in here is Masquerade the Blazing Dragon. Once again, as the branded player, I do not think they should have been in here. If we were going to pick a branded fusion, I would have picked Mirror Jade. I would have maybe even picked Lubellion the Searing Dragon. Not Masquerade. So that goes. Once again, Rimbrum should not have been in here. I like Rimbrum, but it should not have been in here. Garura, absolutely W. Big W. That should definitely have been in here. Good call. Psychic and Punisher. I don't think Psychic and Punisher is expensive. And I'm not trying to just pick cards that are expensive. Yeah, it's about $1 or less. And so, like, I don't think it needs to be in here. But, like, it's not terrible that it's in here. Let's go ahead and just put them in the side deck for now. Trishula is another, I don't really think it should be in here. We'll put it in the side deck for now. Okay, Blue Eyes card. I'm just going to honestly give all the Blue Eyes stuff a pass because it sells. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. So right here, we are going to do an instant Excel Synchron Stardust Dragon. We're going to put it right next to Crystal Wing. This card probably should have been in this set. Psy Frame Lord Omega. Now, I don't think that this card is expensive by any means. I don't think it was an expensive card. Yeah, it's not an expensive card. That said, I've been seeing people put it in like a Snake Eyes deck, for example, since the Baron DeFleur, and Borreload were banned. So honestly, I don't hate that. TG Hyper Librarian. One of those cards that I'm just so out of the loop, I don't know why it's even in here. I think it will be gone. I'm just going to get rid of it entirely. Well, I guess really quick before we do that, we probably should just check prices. TG Hyper Librarian. Yeah, you can get a super rare for less than $1, so yeah, we'll get rid of it. Number 38, Hope Harbinger. That stays. I honestly think that just stays. I think it was very meta relevant before I played the game, and I think a lot of people would be sad if it did leave. Exo Sisters Magnifica. I'm going to put it right next to Pax on the side deck just because I don't think it should be in here, but also I kind of do think it should be in here. I think Magnifica is the last reason why Exo Sisters are expensive of a deck. But other than that, you can make a very, very cheap Exo Sister deck. And so Magnifica might make sense in the extra deck, or in Rarity Collection too. Abyss Dweller, I think it's fine. I think it fits. Same with number 6, Udugaris. Traptrix Rafflesia fits under Magnifica, like the whole archetypal thing. It did get printed in the structure deck, so I don't think it needs to be in here, but hey, it prints money. Traptrix players stay buying cards, so that probably stays. Alright, the Phantom Knights of Breaksword. I do not know why this is in here. I do not know what this card is as a non-player from very long ago, so I'm just going to get rid of it because I do not think people really care for this card. From what I can tell, I've never seen anybody say a word about this card. Boral End Dragon, that can probably stay. Underworld Goddess, I think, is a W. I think this definitely should be in the Rarity Collection too. Same with Axis Code, and same with Apollosa. However, I will say, I think these two, Axis Code and Apollosa, are going to be getting the Borreload Savage Dragon and Baron DeFleur treatment. I think after 3 months, they will be banned. I think that's why they're in Rarity Collection right now, and I think that we won't see them much longer afterwards. But anyway, I think they do deserve to be in here, especially Axis Code, because it's like a $20 to $30 card, even with the reprint it's gotten. But Apollosa's 10, so that fits too. IP, it's been reprinted recently, but we're getting the alternate art, so yeah, I think it's fine. I think it stays. Hieratic Spheres, yeah, I think Spheres stay. And now we have Trident Dragion, which I threw in a second ago. For the absolute, my first pick of things that I think should have been in here, and we're going to go right into the archetypal stuff, it's Kashtira Fenrir. Because Kashtira Fenrir is obviously a generic, but it's also archetypal, and it fits with having the planets. I don't know why Raitsoth and Calarium and I'm blanking on the other ones, Paralorino and Rycophobia, I don't know why they're in here if they do not have search targets. That just seems very silly. All of the other archetypal things had a corresponding relation, like Bingo Machine Go and the Blue Eye stuff, Magician Souls and Illusion of Chaos. Heck, even, where was it? Exosisters Magnifica and Exosister Pax. Obviously, you can't search Magnifica off of it, but like, hey, it works because they're the two archetypal things that go together. So it's very silly that Fenrir was not in here. So on that same note, we are going to instantly throw in Rhino Heart, Rheum Heart. This is a weird pick. This is kind of Exosisters Pax and Magnifica, but Light Heart as the corresponding relationship archetypal thing. Obviously, Fenrir is a stupid expensive card. Rhino Heart's getting up there, and Rheum Heart and Light Heart are actually very cheap cards. They're not very expensive at all, but I think it's fine to put cheap cards in Rarity Collection 2 as well. Plus, like I said, they correspond with the different planets. It just makes sense. However, if we were staying on theme, I would have put a Rise Heart, not a Rise Heart, Rise Heart. But anyway, yeah, so that's why I think that the different archetypal things should be there, especially if they've got a match. I mean, you can have just one thing in there, like a Luber was in there. I guess he had things in there because of the extra deck, but regardless, that's what I'm thinking. Fenrir makes the most sense because it's also the most generic. While we're here on archetypal / generic things, I think some of the bestials make perfect sense for here. I don't know why they weren't, just because like it makes sense. Plus there's hand traps in here, and bestials are like hand traps. So we're gonna go Druis Worm, Serenir, and Magnamut. I think all three of those should have been in here. Baldrake is very obtainable, and Lubellion seems a little bit too archetypal in my opinion. But anyway, those three bestials I think make perfect sense in here. I personally would like to put Lubellion in here, but I don't think Bestial Lubellion makes perfect sense for a Rarity Collection 2. Okay, so next up, we recently got the ban list, and some things came off the ban list, and I don't know if these cards are super expensive or not. However, I feel like what better time to give them a reprint. So we've got Thunder Dragon Colossus, we've got Magispector Kirin, and then what was the last one? Protoss. Now, like I said, I don't know if any... I know Protoss is kind of expensive. I don't think Kirin is, but these cards just barely came off the ban list. People that want to play them need them. They're not in any sets in I don't know how long, but they definitely need to be printed again. So we got Protoss, we got Kirin, and we got Thunder Dragon Colossus. As much as I don't really care for Colossus and its effects, it still should probably be in here. Going back on the tread of different things that are older formats, but also can maybe be used in more modern formats that really probably could or should get reprints, we've got things like Substitoad, which I believe is like a $20 card, which probably should be in here. Not just for Edison, but I think sometimes people want to try to use it in modern decks. Oh, Snatch Steal. That also recently came off the ban list, and why not? Why not reprint it here? We've got some one-ofs in like the Foolish Burial and Gold Sark. So why not put Snatch Steal in here as well? Okay, we're going to do a quick little speed round of things that should probably be in here that I don't know why they are not. First thing up, Super Polymerization. It's getting close to $10. This card should be one of the most accessible things in the world for board breaking, just because it's a great board breaker card. Obviously, it's kind of toxic, but like, you have Garura in here. Why not put Super Poly? Another one, and I don't not seen anybody talk about this one, and I think it definitely should be in here, and it's Relinquished Anima. Relinquished Anima is like, it's close to $5 now. I think it's going up and up, especially because they're using in Snake Eye more. So why not? It's a very good card. It's generic, and it's also a bit of a board breaker. Destructive Daruma Cannon should definitely be here as well, in my opinion. It's just one of those more recent cards, but old enough that feels like it could fit into this reprint set just fine. Kurikara Div Incarnate. I don't know why people aren't saying this one should be in here, because it definitely should be. It's from Power of the Elements, so it's fairly old. I mean, we have, what was it? The Magnifica? I don't know if that was in Power of the Elements, but Martha was. Regardless, it should get a reprint. Yeah, I don't know why it's not here. I mean, okay, Parallel Rhino, that's in here. That's from Power of the Elements. Why not put Curry Car in here as well? That should be a reprint. Kind of trap, or hand trap kind of thing as well, so it fits the bill for the rest of the Rarity Collection. Also, it's stupid expensive. And finally, the last one of this quick little lightning round is Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder. That should absolutely be in here. If we're putting things like Dragoon in here, we got Guardian Chimera, why is Zeus not in here? We need more just generic extra decks in here so that we can ban them later, like I was saying with Hex's Kotaker and Apollosa. Regardless, though, I do think that Zeus probably should be in here. It just makes a lot of sense. Okay, with that, let's quickly tally up all of the numbers. We've got 44 cards here and 22 in the extra. Looking at the things that I have in this side deck, oh, Pearly, the Pearly stuff. There's another Pearly card, isn't there, that I'm missing from this? So we've got 2 cards left for like a main deck space and 2 more cards for an extra deck space. I do want to put some archetypal things back in. And so honestly, while we've got plenty of copies of Foolish Barrels, Gold Sark, and Mind Control, Enemy Control, I don't think they necessarily need to be in here. That said, I feel like Pearly should probably be in... Oh, I got rid of it. I think Pearly should probably be here. We should probably put an Exo Sister card in here. I don't know which is the most expensive, so let's quickly look at that. And I just want to put the most expensive Exo Sister card in here just so that people will be able to have access to it. Exo Sister's Magnifica. It looks like it's actually gone down quite a bit according to this. Martha's up there still. Pax or Martha. Honestly, it could be either or. Let's put Exo Sister Martha because Martha has the least amount of different printings. Pax has Ultra Rare and Secret Rare, where Martha only has Secret Rares. And then as for the last Pearly card, let's quickly glance at the Pearly stuff to see what is the most expensive Pearly stuff past all the collectors and ultra rares. So we got Pearly Pretty Memory and Pearly My Friend Pearly. Man, these cards used to be so expensive. They dropped so hard since they were announced for Rarity Collection. We're going to put My Friend Pearly in there. That brings our main deck cards to 47. So I think we need to get rid of 1 main deck card. And looking at this list right here, oh, you can't even see it. Looking at this list right here, I don't know. I kind of feel like getting rid of things like Pot of Duality, Preparation of Rites. Charge of the Light Brigade still feels kind of weird just because there is no targets for it. And if we're going off of my entire pitch for why we need to have all these things with the planets, then it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense why Charge is in here. So it used to be a $3-4 card, so actually, I don't know. It's hard to put it to take it out because if I take it out, then the prices go back up to where it was. And now that they're down to roughly a dollar a piece because of the new reprint announced. So I don't know. I think we do leave that in here. I think it's probably okay to have random stuff here and there that are just oddly in here. So I guess we leave Charge. So Blue Eyes Alternative, its cheapest printing was around $13. And how about Blue Eyes Jet, Dragon? And Jet was probably about $3. Honestly, that's right, because it was just in the tins, just barely. Let's get rid of Jet Dragon. We'll leave Alternative in there. That'll bring the main deck cards to 46. That means we can put 1 more extra deck card. I'm not even doing this right. 46 plus 23. Oh, I'm like 10 off. Okay, so quick looking over. I would think I'm like 10 cards off. I need to quickly find out which cards I was missing from the Rarity Collection 2 list. And either quickly add it back in or just dismiss them entirely. Okay, so after looking over some of the stuff I've missed, I forgot about things like Book of Eclipse. For some reason, I forgot about Crossout Designator, which was probably one of the best things from Rarity Collection 2's announcement. Forbidden Lance, Soul and Luna, things like the Unchained Link, Unchained Soul of Rage. And I think that's just about the stuff I was missing. So, once again, Unchained Soul of Rage goes with the Unchained Abomination's Prison, which makes sense, which is why there's the 1 and 1 of each archetype. So we are going to quickly sort through the rest of this stuff. We're going to get rid of Soul of Luna, Soul and Luna. I've never heard of this card until this set, so that's just gone. I think Cosmic Cyclone and Twin Twisters stays for the same exact reasons I liked Mystical Space Typhoon, but then some, because people are using Cosmic Cyclone every day now. Sure, it's incredibly accessible, but like, just bump up your rarities, right? Okay, and Book of Eclipse stays, I think, as well, too. So, really quickly, we've got the My Friend Pearly, we've got the Pearly, we've got all of the planets with their corresponding search targets. Yeah, search targets. That's actually what they all are. Cool. And then Xyz Encore can go away. We don't need that. Forbidden Lance, just for good measure, we're going to throw in Forbidden Chalice, because I don't know why Forbidden Chalice is not here as well. I think both of them should just be in here. And so now we need to get up to 79 cards, because I've realized that I was 10 short. So now we've got 52 plus 24. We've got 76. We got 3 more spaces of cards that we can add back in. And I think I'm not going to choose anything new. I'm just going to pick stuff that I have down here from the side deck. Granted, Destroyer, Phoenix Enforcer is technically a new one. However, I don't know. I just don't think it's worthwhile to put in here, especially because SP Little Knight exists. Obviously, we're not putting SP in here. If SP wasn't so new, it would be in here instead of DPE. So that's just going to be gone. Psychic and Punisher seems silly, so I don't want to put that in here either because it's so cheap. Trishula, I think Trishula works, but I don't necessarily know if it needs to be in here. Quickly, I'm going to go double check how many extra deck cards there are in actual Rarity Collection 2, so just 1 second. Okay, so there's actually 25 different extra deck cards in Rarity Collection, so I think we can add one back, and I guess we probably should just add back Trishula. It makes sense. Trishula is a very good card, and it has seen plenty of play throughout its entire life. Which means we only need to add, I think, 1 more. No, 2 more. We can add 2 more back in. So we've got Foolish Burial, Gold Sark, Enemy Controller, and Mind Control. Personally, I like this idea. I like Enemy Controller, and I like Gold Sarcophagus. And the reason being is because Enemy Controller has Edison format stuff too. Like, people can use it there. It's like a rarity bump for older cards. And then Gold Sark, literally just because we have the whole new Gold Sark deck, I don't even know if you play the OG Gold Sarcophagus in it, but marketing, like, it makes money. I don't know. Like, just say, hey, Yugi built the Millennium Puzzle out of this thing. Cool, huh? And with that, that is a far better Rarity Collection 2 than Konami came up with, in my opinion. I think that there's, like, room for improvements here and there. I don't necessarily think we need Skullmeister or Chaos Hunter. However, I do like the idea of just having every single hand trap printed in these sets, like Rarity Collection 1 had, you know, Ash Blossom, Ghost Bell, and all those things. So why not throw the rest of them in here? That's why I put the Bestials in here. That's similar reasons why I put Fenrir in here. There are some weird odds and ends, like Charge of the Light Brigade not having a search target. That's weird. I don't know. I just like having Charge of the Light Brigade in here because everything else Lightsworn was reprinted. It makes sense, but anyway, yeah. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think is missing from this. There might be some very obvious thing that I'm missing. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think should have been here instead of what I added or did not add or didn't remove. Tell me if I should have removed the Silent Magicians and Silent Swordsmen for other things instead. Yeah, I don't know. I think this looks really good. I would be very happy buying a box of this if this was Rarity Collection 2 instead of what we're actually getting. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. We'll see y'all next time. Okay, the obvious thing I didn't include was Diviner of the Herald. I just didn't include it so that if you didn't get to this part of the video, you would just comment it and I would get more engagement for the video.